Bliss Littler, General Manager of the Wenatchee Wild, and you're watching N.
All right, it is the 29th day of November 2023. We have gathered once again and before the warmth of our high-definition televisions to bring you Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and it's Wednesday. The award-winning theme to Winning Wednesday, as performed by Grammy Award winner Dionne Warwick. Available to download on iTunes. Got them again. Wenatchee Wild ticket vouchers, good seats, premium seats. Between the blue lines, about as good as it's going to get for a team that just owns the home ice. You know, the Wenatchee Wild have won 10 in a row at the Town Toyota Center. They're tied for first place in the Western Hockey League's Western Division. We're liking this. This is a good team. And by golly, I got 4 tickets to any future home regular season Wenatchee Wild hockey game. We're going to do it again for Winning Wednesday. So send in your email. You and 3 of your friends can go see the Wenatchee Wild on us. And again, these are, I can't stress this enough. These are like good seats, really good seats. You'll be glad to win these babies. News, that's our news email. Winner at ncwlife.com. This is not going to be a 5-star show. Winner at ncwlife.com. Send in your email, winner at ncwlife.com. If you've watched this show, you know there are some parameters you have to remember. First of all, it's 1 entry per email address. You can't just continuously enter over and over and over again on the same email address. We don't allow those kinds of things. Just one, but you get 1 per email address. So if you have more than 1 email address, talking to you, David. David really takes advantage of this. I think David should have won by now. He's got 4 email addresses. He enters 4 times every week, but I don't know if he's won yet. Anyway, winner at ncwlife.com. That's how you enter. You send me an email. Employees of local communications solely on broadcast and their media families are not eligible. Sorry, Grant. Sorry, Grant, you can't win these babies. And that's about it. Oh, if you don't enter, you can't win. Don't forget about that. If you don't enter, you can't win. 4 premium tickets to any regular season Wenatchee Wild hockey game. You don't have to, you're not locked into any one game or any one date. Any game you want to go to. On us, winner at ncwlife.com. Cloudy, foggy, a chilly 28 degrees. The air stagnation advisory is going to continue until about 11 a.m. tomorrow. Things are going to start changing tomorrow afternoon. Snow in the valley, not a lot. Not going to last either. But snow in the valley Friday afternoon, Friday night into Saturday. A little bit here, a little bit there. It's all going to be gone by Saturday afternoon, and then unseasonably warm temperatures by the end of this week and into the early part of next week as we welcome December. Details from Mother Nature coming up. News, sports, Zags won, Huskies won. Everything you need to know in the world of sports. And we're talking Wild hockey. It's Wednesday, why not? Austin Dryday, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. They are at Kelowna tonight. Then they're home to Portland on Friday, and then they're home again on Sunday to take on the Tri-City Americans. So if you win these tickets, you might be able to go to the games, the home game on Friday or Sunday. Austin, I guess, in the back half of the program. Our tour begins now. Normally we start with the Wenatchee Heights camera, but it's completely fogged over. No point to showing you that camera when you can't see anything. So to the Cascadian we go. And we check out downtown Wenatchee, the Cascadian camera that is pointed to the south. Again, we have 2 cameras on the roof of the Cascadian. Good place to have the cameras. It's about the highest point in downtown Wenatchee as we look down south on the avenue. Now let's see how the Omi Garden camera looks, because the Wenatchee Heights camera is at about the same speed. That's kind of a strange anomaly. Those 2 cameras are about the same elevation, and they're really not too far apart, but you can't even see across the valley to the cross, but you can make out the old station industrial area from the Omi Garden camera, but that's a good example of the clouds and the fog. Check out this weather anomaly. Our high and low on Tuesday, the sun never came out, never got warm. Our high was 34 yesterday, and that 34-degree mark we hit at 1:20 in the morning. 1:20 a.m. is when we got to 34 degrees, and our overnight low was 29 degrees at 11:59 in the evening, just before midnight. That doesn't happen particularly often. To Chelan we go. Skies are a little clearer up there, I think, the lower Butte camera. Yeah, that's strange. We got the low clouds and fog. At Lake Chelan, clear as a bell for the most part. Lots of visibility there from our lower Butte camera. Looking down, looking up towards Stehekin and the Holden Village from Lake Chelan. And finally, our #1 Canyon camera looks something like that. Again, that camera is low enough so the clouds and the fog are not obscuring the lens. So from the far western edge of the Wenatchee Valley, looking out towards East Wenatchee from their #1 Canyon camera. Air stagnation advisory continues with the freezing fog and the low clouds. We showed you this slide yesterday, going to show it again today. No place for the bad air to go, so the pollutants get trapped right close to the surface. This morning I checked, our air quality was 63. That is moderate. It's not bad, but we're going to have to deal with this gunky stuff again until 11 a.m. on Thursday. Then that is when it's supposed to expire. We shall see. And again, we are looking for some snow right here on the valley floor, especially the mountains. Mountains are going to get quite a bit of snow. Above 2,000 feet, you got a good chance of getting more than an inch of snow. When you get to 4,000 feet, that includes, of course, Stevens Pass, much more snow. They're going to get a lot of snow, maybe a foot in some locations above, at 4,000 feet and above. And here in the Wenatchee Valley, an inch here, maybe, a little skiff. Not going to last very long because we're going to warm up in a big way by the time we get to Saturday afternoon and into Sunday. Best chance of snow Friday afternoon into Saturday morning, but again, not a heavy snowfall and certainly not going to last because here's your forecast. We're looking at a couple of sun breaks, they tell us today. Well, you know, we're going to hold them to it. It's been a while since we saw the sun, been a few days anyway. 36 for the afternoon high, normal high is 38. 23 for the overnight low tonight. Slight chance of light snow on Thursday, slight chance. It would be in the evening hours tomorrow. We'll get up to about 35. 26 for the overnight low Thursday night. Again, a slight chance of light snow. And then on Friday, as the day progresses, the chances of snow increase. By late Friday afternoon, say 4:30, right around sunset, could get a little bit of light snow. Snow likely overnight, Friday night into Saturday. The snow level is going to be at 1,800 feet Friday night into Saturday. So we are going to see maybe a half an inch to an inch of snow Friday night into Saturday. By Saturday mid-morning, we'll be done with the snow. It could even switch over to rain. Snow level goes up. We warm up a lot on Saturday, up to 42, so the snow is going to be melting. And then look at the high temperatures, 42, 44, 46. A warm tropical trough of weather is heading our way, and it will be here by Sunday afternoon. So we switch over from snow to rain in very mild temperatures. All right, going to take a break. In 1 minute, the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. Christmas in the Mountains, the annual concert series, as performed by the Leavenworth Village Voices, returns to the Snowy Owl Theater December 2nd, December 10th, and a special performance with Bozea on December 16th. The December 10th show is a benefit concert for Upper Valley Men. Tickets can be purchased by using the QR code on your screen or by logging on to leavenworthvillagevoices.org.
The forecast calls for a couple of sun breaks. We'll see. Air stagnation advisory till 11 o'clock tomorrow. A little bit of snow in the Wenatchee Valley to welcome December. It's 10 minutes after the hour. It's a squeaker in the election for the Wenatchee School Board race for District 2. All the votes tallied. The results were certified yesterday afternoon. Maria Iniguez retaining her seat with just a 14-vote margin over challenger Randy Smith. The Chelan County Canvassing Board certified the narrow election results yesterday. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore says while the results are official, state law does require a recount, and that will commence later this week.
So what we'll do is we'll go through and basically pre-sort all these ballots out into precincts out of the trays of mixed ballots. That'll all take place on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we will start the hand recount of all those ballots, and we will only be counting those ballots for that race.
So even though there is going to be a recount, Maria Iniguez, sworn in last night for another term on the Wenatchee School Board. She told us she wants to work with all the constituents to make Wenatchee schools a better place to go to.
I appreciate all the support and everything. I've received an overwhelming amount of messages, cards, emails. Thank you to all those that voted for me. For those that didn't, we will work together and find that common ground, which is what's best for our students.
And as I mentioned, they met last night. Julie Norton was sworn in as the president of the Wenatchee School Board at last night's meeting. She and the other directors took their oath of office. Norton, who served this year as vice president of the school board, was nominated as president by fellow returning board member Martin Barron. She won the vote 3-1, only Director Maria Iniguez voting against her. Newcomer Tucker Jackson was unanimously elected vice president of the school board. He was nominated by Iniguez. The board is completed by second newcomer Miranda Skaliski. This is the first board to be elected using districts with one at-large seat. Governor Jay Inslee is going to be in Grant County today. He's going to attend a ribbon-cutting ceremony at a new plant that constructs battery materials. Sila Nanotechnologies will produce silicon anodes instead of the conventional graphite anodes that are used in electric vehicle batteries. The Grant County facility is partnering with Big Bend Community College, says it will eventually employ up to 500 people. The governor also plans to attend a roundtable on affordable housing in the Columbia Basin. He'll also be visiting the Moses Lake Chamber of Commerce. An East Wenatchee man arrested after a standoff back on November 22nd will not be facing felony charges. 60-year-old Pasamino Anglialo Santana, he was taken into custody on November 22nd. The East Cascade SWAT team was summoned to his home in the 1800 block of Sunset Highway. Angiano was suspected of assaulting his domestic partner and possessing a firearm illegally. However, the Douglas County Prosecutor's Office said Monday that no firearm was found in the home. That means he'll face only misdemeanor charges in East Wenatchee Municipal Court. That includes attempted unlawful imprisonment, fourth-degree assault, and resisting arrest. A long-delayed domestic violence trial in Chelan County has been delayed again. Isaac David Heckman has been charged since April of 2021 with 3 counts of second-degree assault for allegedly beating and choking his former partner. His trial was set to begin next month, but county prosecutors and Heckman's defense lawyers said on Monday there's still one more witness interview to be conducted. Beforehand, Judge Kristen Ferreira set a new trial date for January 23rd, but she warned she might not grant another continuance because this case has been dragging on for more than 2 years. The 50-year-old Heckman, who uses the title of rabbi, is the lead pastor of a Messianic Jewish church group in Wenatchee. It combines elements of Judaism with Christianity. A former city attorney for the government of East Wenatchee is now going to be a member of the Chelan County Prosecutor's Office. Devin Polson was the chief lawyer for the city of East Wenatchee from 2006 until 2021, and then he left to join the Northwest Justice Project. Chelan County Commissioners approved Polson's hiring by Prosecutor Robert Sealby last week. He'll start work on December 1st. His starting salary will be $125,000 a year. Weather permitting, keep an eye out for low-flying helicopters over power lines. In Chelan County this week, the PUD, Chelan PUD specifically, they want to let folks know that they're working with Michael Specific Energy to replace numbered tags on high-voltage power lines. And you might be able to spot the slow-moving helicopter along the Wenatchee foothills from Malaga all the way to Monitor. Helicopter use is required in certain areas. Some structures are on steep and difficult terrain. By the way, the helicopters will only fly if the weather permits, and with clouds and fog, I don't know if they fly helicopters when they can't see when they're going. Common sense. That's the news a quarter after the hour. The news, as a complete half-hour newscast to keep you informed of what's going on, comes your way right here on this very TV station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5, 6, and 10 on TV. Available on our website, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. And if you have a news tip, get a hold of us so we know too. Best bet, news at ncwlife.com. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Pretty good night if you're a Gonzaga fan. Not so much for fans of the Seattle Kraken. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Need a break from reality? Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. Ask about a saltwater system for a more natural approach to water care. They use less chemicals and have less maintenance. Free flow plug-and-play spas make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. At Central Washington Water, there's a hot tub for every space and every budget. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price. Hey, I love you. Hey, I love you. Hey, I love your beautiful move. Hey, I love you. Hey, I love you. Hey, I love your beautiful move. Hey, I love you. Hey, I
17 minutes after the hour, we'll begin with men's college basketball. Gonzaga always plays good at the Kennel. They hosted Cal State Bakersfield last night. I don't know where that college is. Let's see. They came out on top, 81-65. Ryan Nembhard led all 5 starters in double figures. He had 22 points. Anton Watson, 11 points and 13 rebounds. The Bulldogs' 5th win of the season. They're now undefeated at home. They're 3-0. Coach Mark Few very pleased with the performance of Watson and his double-double.
He was great. I told him afterwards. I mean, it's just the plays he makes, and how he competes, and he's a winner. And it doesn't, people pick up this score tomorrow and but I mean, he made a lot of winning plays when the game was still in the balance, and obviously that game was not, our A string or whatever, it was very choppy, and that's due to Bakersfield really competes. I mean, they get out and compete, and they don't quit competing, and they get after you pretty good in kind of every phase. And I mean, you got to just kind of buckle down and just play with heart. That's what he does.
Also winning last night, the Huskies in Seattle. They took down UC San Diego. The final there was 83-56. Keon Brooks Jr. led the way, 18 points, 12 rebounds. The Huskies flexing their muscles defensively.
Brooks Jr. lob pass and the hammer dunk by Braxton Mia, the 7-foot. UCSD has not scored in 2.5 minutes. It's an 8-0 Washington run. Wakoria gets it rejected by Mia. 4 on the shot clock, double team on Wakoria. Blocked. And now up ahead, Calmise with the flush. He'll take one from the corner. Short. Wheeler, beautiful look ahead. Calmise leaked out. Looking for the lob dunk, and Mia slams that one home.
But just understand your role out there, Mia, defensively and offensively. They're going to throw it up to you a lot.
Oh, what a block. Moses Wood did not die on the play. Lots to be determined, though, with all the conference championships coming up this weekend. Oh, met at the rim, and Frank says, get out.
Coach Mike Hopkins gave his team a couple of days off over the Thanksgiving holiday, and afterwards, Coach Hopkins said you could tell.
You know, I didn't know what was going to happen being off 9 days. Thought our practices were decent, gave them a couple of days off. Felt like our defense was really good in the first part of the game, but our offense, you could tell there was, we needed some WD-40. You know, we needed to, spray the knees, the ankles. But you gotta bounce back, and you could see the guys pressing a little bit in the second half or at halftime. We just talked to them about having fun, smiling. We were making some outlet passes, going out of bounds. The ball was slipping out of our hands. It was just one of those nights. But the guy thought they bounced back really well in the second half, just getting the flow offensively.
Severe Williams chipped in 17 points. Huskies improved to 4-2 now on the year. The Eastern Washington men, they're on the road. Southern California tonight at 8 o'clock. You can watch that on the Pac-12 network. The college women's basketball schedule features a battle in Spokane. Eastern will host Gonzaga at 6. The Cougars play host to Texas A&M Commerce tonight at 7 o'clock. For the 14th time this season, the Kraken were in a one-goal game last night, and for the 8th time this season, they lost a one-goal game last night. They lost to Chicago in Chicago. 4-3, the Blackhawks raced out to a 2-0 lead in the first period. Maddie Beniers and Alex Winberg tied it up before the first intermission.
I just didn't remember. I didn't have my listening ears on. Beniers, a second shot, and Beniers scores. Maddie Beniers.
That's a tough play there. Korchinski has a little bit of a difficult time instinctively to go back on that entry.
Wenberg still on the puck, and it drifts into the net. Alex Wenberg scores, and the game is tied with 36 seconds to go until break. Lucas Reichel with the pass to Taylor Radish. Tyler Johnson scores! And the Hawks get the lead right back. Dickinson for Mackenzie Entwistle. Entwistle.
Oh, boy, did that hit, didn't he?
He sure did, and won the puck too, and there's a shot. Save Grubauer. Joey Anderson in the slot had a great look. Anderson still on the puck. Wrap around, score! Mackenzie Entwistle on a dime from Joey Anderson. It's 4-2. Foligno, Kurashev driving the net, and it's broken up by Beniers.
Wow, great skating by Beniers.
200 feet of play on display for Beniers. Now Cartier scores for Seattle, and it's all Maddie Beniers at the controls. 3 seconds. And the Hawks and the playoff team from last season, a 4-3 defeat. They finished the homestand 2-1.
Afterwards in the locker room, the message, getting close in the NHL just doesn't cut it.
Obviously, we need to be better. We're looking for wins here, and we got to find a way to get that done, even on some nights when we don't have our best game. We struggled a little bit at the start, obviously going down 2-0. We've kind of been trying to focus on our start a little bit, and that's not good enough, so hopefully we can clean that up in Toronto.
Well, we were, like I said, I didn't think we were sharp, and that, it shows most when, it shows up in some of the chances against. And that, it's easy just to put it on puck play, but, really when you have shifts that, are not crisp or not sharp, you're not taking care of the puck and giving opportunities, you're going to have some ugly things happen.
Kraken continued their 4-game road trip. They'll be in Toronto tomorrow at 4 o'clock on Root Sports Northwest. Seahawks are in Dallas tomorrow. I believe the NFL team in Dallas is referred to as the Cowboys. Is that correct? It is correct. Of course, Seattle's trying to shake off the effects of 2 straight losses to the Rams and then the 49ers. Bobby Wagner says it's important that the younger players hear Pete Carroll's message, and that is there's still a lot of football to be played.
I think it's the positivity. I think it's the consistency of the messaging, things of that nature. I think that's kind of the biggest thing, and just understanding that every game is going to feel like a big game or feel like a big moment after a loss or whatever the case may be, because that's just how, no offense, that's how the media works. It makes you feel like it's like the end of the world, but it's not. If you can grasp that concept and you can put that game behind you and not let it leak into the next game, I think it sets you up for success, which I think he does a good job of.
Earlier in the year, the Seahawks defense was one of the best in getting sacks. It's not the case. The most recent games, the defensive coordinator Clint Hurt says what's going on is that the offense that they're taking on are making adjustments to protect their quarterback, and we're not getting it.
It's been a struggle. You know, things start changing. You start off hot in pass rush. Teams acclimate and they adjust to what you're doing. Okay, the pass rush was rolling. We were a top, 3 or 4 team in the league in sacks and pressures and getting after people. Well, what starts happening is, teams will, all the options. You change the snap counts. You move the pocket. You work more play actions. You get chips with the tight ends and the backs and the wide receivers. And all those things come in. The guys have to understand, and they're beginning to understand it. It's a sign of respect when that stuff happens because they respect what you're able to do. Now you have to respond, and we got to coach and put those guys in position to have answers for when those things are happening. But it's an adjustment because it can be really, really frustrating for a young player. Frank has been a great guy to help those guys through that because when Frank got chips early in his career, it frustrated the heck out of him. A lot of times if you got to give a guy a plan, but it can neutralize a really good pass rusher when that stuff happens. But he grew through it and he got a lot better and he learned how to work with the guys around him, D tackles around him, to have answers for that. That's why he and Jan paired together really, really well. So that's something that the guys as a whole have to continue to improve at, and we got to help them.
Seahawks and Cowboys, 5:15. It's on Amazon Prime, which is cool because I got that. It's also on Q13 Fox, which is cool because I also have that. The Wenatchee Wild are in Kelowna, midweek clash with the Rockets tonight. This is the first of 4 games in 5 days for the Wild. They will return to host Portland on Friday. They travel to Portland on Saturday, back home to take on Tri-City on Sunday. Austin Andrade says the more this team plays together, the more of an identity they're starting to get.
I would say this team's developing a personality of grit. I mean, this is even a couple of games ago, this group was down 2 goals, came back two games in a row down a couple goals, and picked up an overtime loss at Tri-City, picked up the win at Spokane. And this team is never out of a hockey game. Even when they're down a couple of goals, they go back into the locker room, regroup, take a breath. The game against Saskatoon, I believe Matt Savoy picked up an answer to Saskatoon's early goal, got it back in 18 seconds. I mean, this group responds well. They respond quickly, oftentimes, and it's a group that I think is very proud of the fact that they're never out of the game. They're tough to put away.
My complete conversation with Austin Andrade in the back half of the program. They'll drop the puck tonight at 7:05, and you can listen to it on 560 KPQ. Les Schwab scoreboard. High school basketball last night and boys basketball. Eastmont outscoring Ellensburg 31-17 in the second half. They went down in Ellensburg 55-52. Andy Hobson led 3 players in double figures for the Wildcats. He had 15 points. Sultan dominated Cascade in boys basketball 84-36. Chelan topped Brewster. Cashmere edged Warden, and Cascade Christian topped Thorpe. Girls basketball, Eastmont got out to a great start. They were tied 14-14 with Ellensburg in the first quarter. Then the Wildcats scored just 1 point in the second quarter. They lost to the Bulldogs 62-27. Elizabeth Hines led the Wildcats with 10 points. Sultan topped Cascade. Brewster beat Chelan. Cashmere stopped Warden. And coming up tonight in basketball, the Liberty Bell girls and boys are in Omak beginning at 5:45. The Tonasca girls and boys are on the road at Curlew starting at 6. Sounds like a country song. On the road at Curlew. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. For your Obscura holiday, if you remember, like a week before Thanksgiving, the Obscura holiday was clean out your refrigerator day so you could make room for the Thanksgiving food that would take up all the room in your refrigerator. Well, today is the opposite. Today is throw out all your leftovers day today in your refrigerator. Everybody, I think almost everybody has leftovers in both the refrigerator and the freezer that you meant at one time or another to reconsume, and you didn't. Now it's just sitting there taking up space. Probably if it's in the refrigerator, it probably went south a while ago. Of course, the concept of even having leftovers didn't even exist until the icebox came along in the early part of the 20th century. My dad grew up with an icebox. He called it the icebox always, never called it the refrigerator. But once food could be frozen and refrigerated, the idea of leftovers came to be, and it was a good thing. And then the Great Depression came along, and you pretty much had to keep all your uneaten food to eat again. That was about the only way you could go about doing it. So this is a good time to do it. If it's sitting in your fridge or your refrigerator and you know you're never going to eat it again, toss it. Get rid of it. which is perfect for me today because today is garbage day and I don't have to worry about having a garbage can full of rotting ravioli in my kitchen. Your obscure holiday at the bottom of the hour today in history. It was a ship designed to carry slaves, the Zulu, registered out of Liverpool, England, and on this date in 1781, they were on their way from England to the Americas with about 150 slaves. They made some navigational errors as they were crossing the Atlantic Ocean, and as they were getting closer and closer to North America, the crew realized, we're going to run out of drinking water. We're not going to have enough drinking water for the crew and the slaves. Now, the crew came up with a rather insidious idea. Since slaves were not people, they were cargo, and they were insured by the company that owned the Zulu. They just tied their wrists and their ankles together, and they threw the slaves overboard so they would have enough food and water to make it to the mainland. 54 slaves on record were essentially murdered. Could have been nearly all of them. Accounts vary. That was on this day 242 years ago today. This is the 176th anniversary of the Whitman Massacre. Dr. Marcus Whitman, his wife, and 15 others killed by the natives, the Cayuse and the Umatilla Indians, caused the Cayuse War. Nobody really knows what happened. A lot of people think that the Native Americans were upset because the Whitman family and the missionaries introduced measles to the tribes, which of course they had no immunity, and Dr. Whitman gave them measles and he couldn't cure them. Others thought he was whipping a little too much religion on the Native Americans, one way or the other. It didn't work out very good. 17 people killed near Walla Walla by the local natives on this date 176 years ago. It's still controversial, even it happened in 1847. Happy 51st birthday to Pong. On this date, 1972, Pong was introduced by Atari. Now back then, Pong was a game that you could only play in bars and bowling alleys and taverns. It was you put the quarter in and you played Pong. Boop, boop, boop. The big game changer, and it was for us, was Christmas of 1975, and that's when Atari introduced the home version of Pong. You could hook it up to your television set and play Pong in sterling standard definition, black and white, mono sound. It was great. By the way, the very first edition of Atari's Pong is at the Smithsonian Institution. The very first successful video game. There would be others. Hit the market on this date in 1972. 36 years ago today, North Korean agents, 2 of them, blew up a South Korean Airlines, Korean Air Flight 858. All 115 passengers and crew on board died. They were North Korean agents, had been brainwashed by the North Korean authorities. They weren't on the plane. They planted the bomb. The bomb went off. They were captured. They had cyanide pills hidden in their cigarettes. One of them was able to commit suicide. The woman survived. She was sentenced to death because she admitted, yeah, we planted the attack. Her death sentence was overturned by the president of South Korea, said it wasn't her fault. She was brainwashed by North Korea. Surprised that didn't start a war. This is the 22nd anniversary of the day that we lost George Harrison. George Harrison dies of cancer at the age of 58 at a home owned by Paul McCartney in Los Angeles, California. He was the second Beatle to exit his earthly vessel, and right now he's up there jamming with John, I'm sure. George Harrison died on this date in 2001, 22 years ago today. And we all remember what happened in Lakewood. The Lakewood Police Department. 14 years ago today, Maurice Clemens walks into a coffee shop in Lakewood, Washington. There were 4 police officers just drinking coffee, working on their laptops. He pulled out a pistol and shot and killed all 4 officers. Mark Renninger, 13 years in law enforcement. He was 39 years old, died of a gunshot wound to the head. Ronald Owens, 37 years old, died of a gunshot wound to the neck. Tricia Griswold, 40 years old, gunshot wound to the head. Greg Richards, 42 years old, was able to get off a single shot at Maurice Clemens before he succumbed to his injuries. Again, a bullet wound to the head. Maurice Clemens fled for a number of days, a 2-day manhunt with a bullet in his abdomen. He was eventually tracked down by Seattle police officers who shot and killed him. 5 people, friends and family of Clemens, were all charged in assisting him in getting away with his murder. They were all convicted. Their convictions were overturned by the courts because of misconduct by the Pierce County Prosecutor's Office. And we have a couple of baseball birthdays. Vin Scully. I'm not a big fan of the Dodgers. In fact, I don't like the Dodgers at all. But Vin Scully, not only the greatest baseball play-by-play announcer of all time, quite possibly the best sports announcer, play-by-play sports announcer ever. The legendary Vin Scully spent 67 seasons with the Dodgers, first in Brooklyn and then in Los Angeles. The legendary Vin Scully. We lost Vin a couple of years ago at the age of 94. He was born in the state in 1927. God, he was good. And the greatest relief pitcher in the history of baseball, spent 19 years with the New York Yankees. Mariano Rivera is 54. Of course, the last man to ever wear the number 42. When they retired Jackie Robinson's number to honor him throughout baseball, anybody who was currently wearing the number 42 was allowed to continue to wear that number until they retired. Mariano Rivera was the last to wear number 42. And of course, he is the only player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame by a unanimous vote. He's 54. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion. It's about a sweet memory from youth for Mike Magnotti. Austin Drawdy will be joining me. Love to talk Wenatchee Wild hockey with Austin Drawdy. If you've been following the Wild, they're good. Special thanks to Alpine Air, our platinum sponsors for heat and air. Call Alpine Air, platinum sponsors of not only this program, but all of the quality programming here on the NCAA Life channel. And it is Winning Wednesday for premium seats to any home Wenatchee Wild regular season hockey game. Premium seats, good seats, and you get 4 of them if you enter the contest. Winner at ncwlife.com. Send me in your email, winner at ncwlife.com. Thank you to the Wenatchee Wild. Retail value of this is like $100. That's pretty good. Mike Magnotti is next. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCAA Life channel.
Mount Stewart Physical Therapy is all new. New staff, new therapists, and a fabulous new chiropractor. That's right, you do not need to drive to Wenatchee or Kashmir for your care. Come see Dr. Zolman, DC. No referral needed for most insurances. Open your auto and work injury claims with us, or fax your post-op and Medicare therapy prescriptions to us right here in town. We offer covered pelvic floor services. We are premium health care for the Upper Valley. Improve your quality of life today. Mount Stewart Integrative Therapy and Chiropractic.
Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue, family owned and operated on North Wenatchee Avenue, right next to Hooked on Toys. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue uses only fresh ingredients, handcrafted with love, including authentic Hawaiian barbecue and Japanese-style ramen noodle soups. And the bubble teas will keep you coming back for more. Enjoy the culinary tour of the Pacific Rim with Hawaiian barbecue lunches and combo plate classics, as well as ramen noodle soups. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue. Enjoy their comfort food like you're one of the family.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Hey, this is
Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, in high school, my friend Fritz and his girlfriend Maria, they started asking me to go out on their dates with them. Now, this was because Maria had a friend Sally who liked me, and Maria always arranged for this kind of double date kind of thing. Now, I really wasn't into Sally, but to be nice, I'd have to go to her door and pick her up, you know, and then go out with Fritz and Maria. But about the third time this happened, Sally's parents met me at the door, and they said I couldn't pick up Sally anymore until I combed my hair and tucked in my shirt. I turned around and walked out. Oh, Sally came running out a few minutes early, really angry, and said she told her parents to mind their own doggone business. But honestly, this was the last time I picked up Sally. You know, memories of youth and dating, they're sometimes not all they're cracked up to be. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. Hey, you.
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
In today's environment, risk management assessment is a crucial process for your business. Risk assessment will identify, evaluate, and mitigate hazards. Don't let risk impact your business income, reputation, operations, and your overall success. We can give you peace of mind by transferring your business risks to the insurance providers. Call Stacy at August Edge Insurance today to schedule a risk management assessment for your business.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
Happy fall, Wenatchee Valley. Collins Fashions has your fall fashion necessities. Cozy sweaters, jackets, vests, and coats. Jeans and skinny, slim, regular, and boot cut from Jag, cut, French dressing, and Liverpool. Sparkly blazers and tops for holiday special occasions. Comfy PJ salvage and tribal. Sleepwear and robes make great gifts. Brighton has designed gorgeous olive and chili pepper handbags. New Apple Watch bands are in and will not last long. Come see us at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Welcome back to the program. It is Wednesday. The Wenatchee Wild have a full week of games. They are the hottest team in the league, certainly the hottest home team in the league. 10 in a row here at the Town Toyota Center. They're skating behind me as we speak, and not skating, but sitting beside me as we speak. Austin Drawday, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, for our weekly update. What's up, bud?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Double digits in a row. This place, this barn, is getting a bit of a reputation. We took it to Spokane 4-2 last week.
It was a good game last week. Great crowd for Black Friday, which has always been one of our better crowds. And guys got things finished off the right way on Friday night. Got us into the holiday weekend well.
As we roll highlights of their 4-2 victory over the Spokane Chiefs.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my mascots down. As we roll the highlights, your impressions from Friday night's victory outside of the big crowd.
No, I thought the guys played really well. Got off to a pretty good start and took care of business there at the end. Got a lot of scoring from a lot of different guys. So it's good to see the guys pick up that 10th win in a row and keep this hot streak going at home.
Takes a little pressure off some of the guys who are expected to score goals. It's always nice when guys who aren't expected to score goals, defensemen and guys in the second or third line, put the puck in the back of the net. That's a nice relief.
Absolutely. We get great production from the guys up front with Isogai and Geeky and Savoy. But anytime you can roll those third or fourth liners out there and know that they're going to pick up points for you. That's a huge load off the mind, and it puts a little extra pressure on the other team, knowing that we got to defend all the way through the lineup, and if there's a line that's not getting it done, we might be in trouble tonight.
We shall see. Hope not. Before we go on to previewing Prince George, Kelowna, Portland, and Portland again, Mr. Hauser, Eric mentioned it. I was going to ask you about it last week. Pretty significant injury. He's been out for a little while. I didn't know why, but you're going to tell me why.
Yeah, so Daniel was involved in a kind of a nasty collision at the last Spokane game back in Spokane before Thanksgiving. On the power play, one of their players rushed the net, trying to take the puck to the net, came in without any brakes, and had a big collision with Daniel at the net. He's been out with an upper body injury. Not quite sure exactly when he's going to be back, but he's still around every day, still working to get back on the ice. He's just not quite there yet.
And while we're thinking about it, and we need to do this a lot more often, this is my bad, super big shout out to the Wenatchee Wild medical staff. The trainers and everybody who keeps these guys in good shape, the nutritionists, unsung heroes for this team, aren't they?
Absolutely. Our athletic trainer, Karina, our assistant, Pepe, our team doctors, they've done a great job here, especially lately with as busy a stretch that this has been. The guys played 4 games in 5 days. I think it was 6 and 10 going into Thanksgiving. And by the time we wrap up this weekend, it'll be 10 games in the last 19 days. Especially when you're young like these guys are, and you're just learning to get used to that grind. That's not very easy, but when you got that kind of support behind you, it makes things a whole lot easier.
Absolutely it does. Guess who's tied for first place with Prince George, the Cougars, in the Western Conference? We are. They have 30 points. We have 30 points. Prince George, before we get into the preview in Kelowna, Prince George is like the only team in the league that hasn't played an overtime game yet. They're 17-6-0-0. They haven't even played extra time yet. Everybody's played at least 2 or 3 at this point in the season. They haven't played any.
They're getting things done in the regular 60 minutes. They've done a great job scoring the puck, and that's been a big part of how they've gotten it done. They've got some rookies. Tarek Parizak is one guy who really comes to mind, who has just been lights out for them this year. So they're a team that if you can keep them off the board, you got a shot. But that's no easy task against Prince George.
And who knows how they're going to respond, excuse me, when they actually have to play in overtime and a shootout, because they haven't had to do it yet. It can screw some teams up.
And overtime in a shootout, especially a shootout, it can be such a coin flip too. You can have one puck go the wrong way, one puck bounce the wrong way, or carry them away from one of your players. Somebody else picks it up, runs it in, and scores, and the game's over. I mean, overtime and shootout can be a real coin flip, but if you can get things done in the 60 minutes that you're allotted and be able to control the narrative from there, it makes life a whole lot easier. You lose a whole lot less sleep that way.
And not all ice rinks are the same. Not all, you think it would. It's the same dimensions. They got boards. They got glass. Aren't they all like a basketball court? And that's not the case. Each individual arena there's certain quirks to the ice. There's a certain bounce off the boards that you get in some arenas. Some boards are dead. Some boards are hot. Guys check that out when they go to an arena for the first time, don't they?
They do, and that's part of the morning skate that the guys do when we come into town a little early. Is they'll throw some pucks off the boards and try and figure out where those weird bounces are. We had one in, I believe it was a Saskatoon game. Somebody threw a puck down the wall toward the corner, hit the entry door, just kind of cracked ever so slightly, bounced right out in front of the net. We almost had somebody there to put it away just with a weird bounce. But those are the kinds of things you're looking for. Are there any glass stanchions that are going to cause the puck to bounce weird if you throw it in that way? So the guys are looking for that, but when you play on that rink every single day, it makes for a real home ice advantage for whoever's at home.
And it helps that we got a great crowd who loves our Wenatchee Wild. Wednesday, tonight, we're in Kelowna. Kelowna is in 9th place. They got 20 points. They've been outscored by 17 goals. They're kind of struggling a little bit. The Rockets are. Talk about Kelowna.
And the Wild were able to picked up the loss last time we were up there, but Kelowna's a team that has had to battle for some wins here lately. They're starting to turn a corner, I think, and make their way into the playoff picture. But they came down here and Wenatchee picked up a win against them. So now it's our chance to go up there, and they'll be trying to defend home ice. We'll see if we can take one for them on the road.
And again, you can catch Austin's call on AM 560 KPQ on the radio, or for a nominal fee, you can watch them via the internet. This whole internet thing, by the way, really ticking off. I'm into that. Portland Winterhawks will be right back in town here this Friday. It is the Teddy Bear Toss, which is, first of all, a blast, courtesy of our friends at Fred Meyer. Winterhawks, I think we played them the first game of the year, right? And we haven't played them since.
Played them first game of the year, haven't played them since. We were the first team to knock them off, and we were the only team to do it for a while. But whole different group down here from the last time we played them back in September. But even back then, that was a group, young, gritty group of Wild players who came back from down 4-1, were able to pick up 6-5 wins. So seeing Portland in this building again, we're looking forward to that one. Teddy Bear Toss night's obviously a whole lot of fun. Every team around the league does one at some point. And no, Portland's a tough team to knock off. You got to get off to a good start against them. And these guys will need to do that on Friday and Saturday when we go down there.
Yeah, it's back-to-back. Friday here, Saturday in the Rose City for another blast with Portland. And then Tri-City is in town on Sunday. So we got busy. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at home, on the road, and then back here. So here come the Americans again for what, the fourth or fifth time now this year?
I believe it'll be the fourth time this year. And those games against Tri-City, they've been a battle every single time. Went to overtime with them last couple weeks ago. I wouldn't expect anything else but a hard-fought game and probably a real close score.
We talked about this off camera before we got going. One of the great things about being in the Western Hockey League is that now we're all together. Tri-Cities, Spokane, Everett, Portland, Seattle. Folks from out of town are coming here, dropping some coin, watching their team. Thunderbirds brought a huge contingent last time. And the Wenatchee Wild fans, they're hitting the road. They're going to Spokane. They're going to Kennewick. This is good.
Our fans have done a great job traveling with us, especially the two-game road trip down to Tri-City, over to Spokane a few weeks ago. Had a lot of fans down there from up here for the Tri-City game. Was a Friday night, 2.5-hour trip, easy crossing. Saturday the same, over to Spokane, 3 hours. So our fans have done a great job traveling, and we're looking forward to more of the same coming up here probably on Saturday, and again next weekend when we go back to Tri-City and Spokane for Saturday and Sunday.
Do the players pick up on that? I mean, when they're out there and they're skating, they're warming up, and they go, hey, there's like 50, 60 Wild fans here. They spent their hard-earned money on gasoline and food to come and see us play on the road. Do the players pick up that vibe, appreciate it?
I think they do, especially because a lot of the billet families will travel to see their guys play as well. So they look up in the stands, or they might get a high five from somebody familiar going back into the tunnel. They see their billet families in the stands. It makes for a whole lot better feeling when you're on the road and you know there are still people behind you.
We're 25, 26 games into the regular season. Is that about right?
26.
26. Has this team developed a personality, a team personality? Some teams are bruisers. Some teams are lightning fast. Some teams are all about defense. What's the personality that this team is beginning to develop?
I would say this team's developing a personality of grit. I mean, this is even a couple of games ago, this group was down 2 goals, came back two games in a row down a couple goals, and picked up an overtime loss at Tri-City, picked up the win at Spokane. And this team is never out of a hockey game. Even when they're down a couple of goals, they go back into the locker room, regroup, take a breath. The game against Saskatoon, I believe Matt Savoy picked up an answer to Saskatoon's early goal, got it back in 18 seconds. I mean, this group responds well. They respond quickly oftentimes, and it's a group that I think is very proud of the fact that they're never out of the game. They're tough to put away.
One last question with Austin Drawdy, then we'll cut him loose. I know he's a busy guy. When you're here hosting the teams from the WHL, and when you're on the road at the various rinks all over the Northwest and Canada, you always get together with the play-by-play guy of the other team. You talk to each other, say, hey, look for this guy, look for that guy, help me with some pronunciations and things like that. What do you hear from your brethren, the other play-by-play guys, about coming to town here, coming to Wenatchee and checking out our arena and checking out this team? What's the buzz around the guys who follow the WHL on a daily basis like yourself?
Well, for one, they love the town. When they come in, I know Les Lazaruk from Saskatoon got a chance to kind of explore the immediate area of the arena and really enjoyed the scenery. But this is a tough place for other teams to play, and you're starting to hear that from play-by-play guys and other teams coming in. They're noticing the crowds. They're noticing how tough a place this is to come in and pick up 2 points. That's the way we like it.
And you have to play a role in that too, because you want to be a welcome guest. I mean, a welcome host when they come in from out of town. You know, these are some of the nicer restaurants. This is our. You want to be as cordial as possible until they drop the puck. And then who cares, right?
You want to be cordial. You want to be professional and give them the best experience that you can give them. But at the same time, you want them to be able to walk into the rink knowing that they've got all the amenities waiting for them that they expect, and to still see them look around and say, yeah, we're not getting out of here with 2 points tonight, are we?
Oh, Wednesday we're at Kelowna. Portland in town for Friday for a teddy bear toss, courtesy of Fred Meyer. This place is going to be a zoo on Friday night. It's going to be a blast. They're at Portland on Saturday, Tri-Cities here on Sunday. Did we get it all?
I think so.
How about the Austin Drade, Wenatchee Wild, Chico's Bell Bonds Player of the Week? I forgot to ask last week. Who gets extra stars from Austin Drade for the previous week?
Let's give it to Brendan G. He's done a great job in relieving Daniel Hauser with that injury, and he'll be in net here for at least a short-term future. We're hoping to see more of what he's shown us here the last couple of weeks.
Congratulations. He wins a year's supply of turtle wax and a version of the home game. Good to see you, my friend. Go Wild.
Go Wild.
I don't get to see you next week, so have a good couple of weeks, and we'll be in touch soon, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
All right, it is Wednesday. Winning Wednesday. Yeah, we love winning Wednesdays. I love giving stuff away. Doing it again today. If you're just tuning in, I got 4 tickets, premium tickets, to any future Wenatchee Wild regular season home game. This is premium seats are between what they call between the blue lines. So they're really good. They're like 4 or 5 rows up from either side. And between the blue line, they're good. They're really good seats, $100 value. Could be yours. Winner at ncwlife.com. Send me your email. That's the only way you can enter. But everybody has an email address, so why not, right? Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. If you have more than 1 email address, you can enter more than once, but you can't enter over and over and over again. We keep track of these things, and employees of local telecommunications, solely on broadcasting, and their immediate families are ineligible. Sorry, Alicia, and if you don't enter, you can't win. There you go. I'll do the drawing a little bit later on. Air stagnation advisory continues until 11 o'clock tomorrow. The air isn't bad, but it ain't good either. Air quality right now is 67. That is moderate. This is what happens. You're familiar with this if you spend any amount of time here in north central Washington. Warm air up above, cold air. It traps the cold air to the surface. No place for the pollutants to go from carbon monoxide out of your tailpipe or whatever the case may be. So stagnant air. It's going to break up, though, by the time we get to the weekend. And speaking of the weekend, a little bit of snow on Friday. Yeah. Friday afternoon, Friday evening, overnight into Saturday, an inch right down here on the valley floor. More, of course, it's all about elevation. The higher up you are, the more snow you're going to get, with some significant snow in the Washington and Idaho passes. Heads up on that from the National Weather Service. They say we could see some sun breaks today. We shall see. We've been promised that. It didn't happen. I have about 36, 23 for the overnight low tonight. Start talking a little bit of light snow possible Thursday. We're not going to get any real accumulation Thursday night. Best chance of measurable snow is absolutely going to be Friday night into Saturday, but it ain't going to last because we're going to warm up into the 40s by Saturday afternoon. That's it for us. See you Thursday. Bye-bye.